Hello and welcome to Stitching with Jolly on the Road. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and spring is not too far away. So I have some notes here. I'm going to give you a little update on the family and what's happening in my she shed. Family update. I had a great time at Christmas with all of my grandchildren. I spent Christmas Eve with Raven and Price at their house. I did not get any sleep. I thought they would end up in their beds instead of the twin bed I was sleeping in, and obviously we all ended up in the same bed. But the surprise on Christmas morning when they wanted to get up and go downstairs and see if Santa came was so amazing. So I said, well, just wait right here, because I realized that I forgot to put something out. And so I went to check, and thankfully their mother had put it out. And in their new house, they have 2 floors. In California, they only had 1. And so they could peek down the stairway and see the tree and presents under it. And I wouldn't let them come down right away. And they were so excited when they saw the presents under the tree. And then they came down and saw their stockings and saw their Chick-fil-A cows. And they yelled for mommy and daddy and ran upstairs to get them. And it was a really, really fun time. And then after they were done opening their presents, we went back to my oldest daughter's house and had Christmas with them. So they had presents. That's where we exchanged family presents. And they also had their niece and nephew there. I think there were 2 of them. And so some of the kids got kind of the same thing, and it was chaos. It wasn't one kid open a present, one kid open a present. It was, here, this is yours, this is yours, this is yours. And everybody was opening everything. And I didn't get to see a lot of what happened, or nor did I get a lot of pictures. I had made them both quilts for Christmas. And I noticed when they opened them, looked at them, and threw them in the pile of stuff. So they were not very excited about it. The same thing with I embroidered their names on bath towels for them. Threw them in the pile. But I have a story to tell you about later. When I went down a week or so later, and I said something about their beds and their quilts, and Raven ran upstairs and said, wait, Nana. And she straightened up her bed and Bubby's bed and had all the quilts nice and neat. And then she let me come up and see their quilts on their beds. And she was so excited and so proud. So that made my heart happy. So that was kind of fun. Our Navy boy didn't get to make it home for Christmas. We missed him. I got sick on Thanksgiving with COVID, and I think I've been sick ever since. A little bit later, I got laryngitis. I think it was right before or right after Christmas. I got laryngitis. Actually, work at Chick-fil-A sent me home. I went in. I felt fine. I just had no voice. And I run the register. And they said, oh, no, you have laryngitis. That could be a contagious respiratory virus. And even though I felt fine, they sent me home for the rest of the week, which was great. It had to have been before Christmas, because that gave me time to finish Raven and Price's quilts. That was a Wednesday, so I had the rest of the week off. And that really worked out amazing. I started to feel bad the next day, and of course by the 3rd day I was coughing and hacking, and that was going on. And not too long after that, I got a really bad ear infection. And my history with ear infections is one of the reasons I wear hearing aids and have hearing loss, is because as a child, I had really bad ear infections. And at that time, your parent, now I will be 70. I know I don't look it, but I will be in 4 more months. They did home remedy. You know, they didn't take you to the doctor and get you on an antibiotic. And my eardrums burst and bled, and very, very painful. And I actually have a hole in my right ear, a permanent hole in my eardrum. So my left ear was hurting, and immediately I put up with this for about 2 hours. I got up on a Sunday at 4 a.m. and went to urgent care. That's not like me. I'm not going to get up, go out in the cold, and do something. But I did. And yeah, there's a little pressure back there, you know. And I am still dealing with the result of this ear infection. I believe the eardrum burst. I had a lot of leakage, a lot of drainage, blood, pus, the whole thing. And I do not believe the eardrum is completely closed up. This one will never close up. But this one has the potential to heal itself. It could take a couple weeks. It could take a couple months. So working on that. But much, much better. My voice still comes and goes. I'm still not 100%. But I'm getting there. And my goal for 2024 is to be sick no more. So that's my goal. I got the tail end of the Christmas sale at Hobby Lobby. And I got one of these adorable little Santa mugs and a really cute Christmas bow. And this all has to do with my gift exchange for StitchCon Weekend B. So you have to wrap your smalls project theme if it's theme related. So mine is definitely Christmas. So I kept thinking, I got to get to Hobby Lobby. I got to get to Hobby Lobby. Of course, by the time I get there, Valentine is out. They still had a lot of Christmas stuff left, you know, and I just wanted to get a couple things to add with it. So that was kind of fun. Like I said, I gifted the 2 quilts to the grandkids and they really, really loved them. And so what have I been doing since? One of my main goals for the beginning of the year was it's always to get organized. We all want to be organized at the beginning of the year. And I have had project bags that I made a long time ago from a Fat Quarter Shop video. And I wanted to make some more. And I also had the Lori Holt panel where she has 4 small and 4 large project bags. I've probably had it for 3 or 4 years, and I did buy the zippers that go with it, and I had made a couple of them. I had made a couple little ones. I love the double zippers, and I love that her zippers are wider and you don't need a zipper foot. And so I have been using a couple of them, and I have cross stitch things in them. So this has cross stitch, and this one has all needles, all kinds of cross stitch needles, all different sizes. I never have the right size needle that I want. I need to figure out what I really like. So these are all from Lori Holt, and they're super cute. I did give one away, so I only have 3. But this one I made several years ago when I did the one from Fat Quarter Shop with the vinyl cover. And this cute little thing is from StitchCon this year. It was the little free gift that we got, was charms to put on whatever. And I put it on this, where I have needles and miscellaneous things that I use for cross stitch. So that was kind of fun. And so these are the bigger ones that Lori Holt had. And I didn't put anything in anything because, number one, I had Quilt Guild meeting today and I wanted to show off something I had been doing since I already gave my quilts away. And so I took these and showed them off. And I used fabric that I had for the inside. And these are basically, I did quilt the back, and I did use Annie's Soft and Stable, experimenting with what I really want to use in project bags if I make more. So this was just fabric that I had. Super, of course, the front and the back, and that is all Lori Holt's panel. I really like this one because I had the perfect little red little print to go with that one. Super, super cute. And I did, like this one, I quilted around the front. And this one I also quilted the back, even though the front doesn't have anything in it. So those were the Lori Holt panel that I made. And then these are the ones that I made from the Fat Quarter. These are obviously much bigger, longer, and that's kind of had the fact how Kimberly Jolly did hers. And what I really like about the bigger ones is the fact that I can actually put an 11-inch hoop in here. It still sticks out the top a little bit. Q-snap. Still sticks out the top a little bit. This has matching fabric on the inside. And then this is one I made a long time ago out of the same fabric with the vinyl cover. I do like the vinyl. It was super easy to use. I don't know that it's necessary. Let me know. Do you prefer a vinyl bag you can just see? I thought about putting some of my tags on here that I make to put my floss on and just write the project name on there. That's what I'm planning on doing. So, but these are, this one I spent a little more time quilting, hashtag quilting. These I just did meandering, you know. So, and I ended up buying a By Annie zipper strip, and I still have a bunch of zipper tags that I can use, and so they're all pink. It's supposed to be red, but it's kind of pink. This particular bag, when I was making it, I was getting so excited that it was going to be done that I did it like I did the Lori Holt ones, and sewed it without doing the binding. Just sewed it, have a exposed seam, and turn it inside out, which is fine. Still super cute. Love it. Love it. I'm trying to find the most efficient, fastest way to make a bag. You know, I've been watching a lot of tutorials on YouTube about them. Some will do the back where it has a self binding and you just fold that over and stitch it. But these I had cut out last summer, long time ago. They've been in a pile, and it was my goal to get this pile of project bags done so I can organize my cross stitch, because we all like to be organized. This is just some Christmas fabric I had laying around. All of this is just scraps I had laying around. I didn't buy anything to make it look fancy or cute or matchy-matchy. You know, that's what people love about these bags, is the fabric you put on them. I just want something to put my stuff in. But what I had looked really, really cute. And then here's the opposite of the gray one. It's done in black. So it was fun. I learned a lot. Like, I've never done very much binding where you sew it on by machine. I obviously did not want to hand sew all this binding. So when I did the children's quilts, I actually did machine binding where you sew it onto the back and flip it to the front and then just sew on it. This one, the first one I did, not so good. By the time I got down to the rest, I did much, much better. So that's the front and that's the back. So it definitely takes a little practice to do that, but hey, it was fun. You know, I think, in my opinion, every project should be a learning experience. Every time I sew a quilt, make a bag, do something new, whether it's scrapbooking, cross-stitching, sewing, it should teach me something. I should learn something new. I want to always be learning. So that's what happened. And it was fun. Always a fun learning experience. To cross-stitch. I have all this stuff I wanted to show you, and of course, where is it? A couple years ago, I printed off this project tracker by Jean Farish. I'll have you know, who lives not too far from me in North Carolina. Can't wait to meet her someday. So I went through at the time and wrote down my projects, what fabric, what thread, what fabric, when I bought it, when I started it, blah, 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 all the things. And at the time I had, and also has a tracker. At the time I did this, I had 45 projects. And I found that I really didn't sit down and keep track of anything I did last year or the year before. Are you the kind of person who wants to keep track of your stitches, and why do you want to do that? I'm trying to figure that out. Like WhipGo. WhipGo's great. I love it. It's, you know, I failed miserably last year, my first time. Trying it again this year. Do I need to know that I did 500 stitches or 300 stitches or 5 days or whatever? I'm just happy I get to touch something, you know, and work on something between these hours I get in at Chick-fil-A. I now have 57 cross-stitch projects as of December 30th. I have picked out 6 focus projects for this year that I would like to majorly work on. I have one small gift, which is for StitchCon. I have 13 projects I picked for my Whipco board, and I put 5 projects in timeout. It's funny to put your projects in timeout. I have 11 projects that have the pattern and the fabric. I have 11 projects that are the pattern only. And I have 10 Heaven and Earth designs that are the pattern only. I'm also not going to show you everything I have. I mean, I watch these floss tube things, and some people have a lot of things. It could go on and on. But I'm just going to show you my focus projects and a few things I've been working on recently. One thing I do want to mention is I did order some CSX, I can't remember what it's called, and it doesn't really say on here, black floss to use to see how it does compared to DMC 310. So I ordered that from across the pond, actually. And one of my first focus projects, which I said to myself, I said, self, I'm going to work on this every Sunday. Well, that didn't work. So, but anyway, it's my Heaven and Earth massive project, California Dreamin'. I did restart this. It's on 22 count. The very, very top right here, I used 2 threads over 1. And I thought that was going to get way too heavy. So, but I wasn't crazy about the coverage of the 310 as it came down. But all of this, I do like the coverage, and it is the new black. So that is my start on my California Dreamin'. I have no idea of it's Jeffrey somebody. I did not write it down. Anyway, that's my big project. I have a sheet here that tells me everything I'm supposed to talk about. Oh, here it is. Focus projects. Focus projects. Jeff Haney is the designer of that one. This is my other one. This is Raven Blue. This is, I'm doing for my granddaughter Raven. And it is artwork is by Joe Lynch. And of course it is designed by Heaven and Earth Design. And I want that, I would like, these aren't that big compared to my California Dreaming, which is 3 feet long. These on 25 count fabric would be basically about a 9 by 9. So I do have a start on it. I have worked on it a little bit. And of course, whenever she sees me cross stitching, she says, "Are you working on mine?" Has lots of different blues and purples and very, very pretty. I really do like the colors in this one, and it's going to be pretty. I have since seen, I think it's a Mirabella Raven lady. I don't think Raven's quite ready for that yet. So there is that one. Lady of the Flag. I have done quite a bit on, and have recently been working on this part down here. So I would really like to get this one done this year. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. So there's not too much up under here that is done. So basically working on the bottom of her dress. The other one I really like to work on and get finished by next Christmas is the Mirabella Santa. And he's super cute. And I worked on him quite a bit. And he also is not very big. He's not a huge project. This is as wide as he is, and this is 11-inch frame. I did all of this gray and some more white. I've worked on all of this. Now these spaces are blank. There are blank spaces in this. So that won't be filled in, but once it gets down basically past this, then it's all filled in. Of course, it's just that edges where there's some green openings. So he's super cute. I'm excited to learn beading. I've never done beading before on these Mirabella projects, so I think that will be fun. I think that will be fun. One I did not bring out is historic tall ships. I brought out the directions, but not the project itself, which I am working on for my grandson for his bedroom. I did buy this, the Blue Flower Happy Campers, original design by Jeannie McGowan. I bought this at StitchCon, and I bought the fabric to do it, and I now have all the floss, and I was really super excited to start that, and I started it. And here's that very beginning of the moon right there. Let me see. See the moon under the fire? So that's the kind of top center. To show you how much of a newbie I am, in the directions, it had a conversion to DMC, which is what I'm using. And she had 2 numbers. And I thought, how am I supposed to do 2 pieces of thread when I'm only doing 1/1 on this really, really tiny fabric? I can't remember the count of it at the moment. And I contacted the designer, and she said she's giving you a choice of one color or the other. And you didn't have to use both. You would use one or the other. And so that clarified that for me, made me feel much, much better. I have a dimensions kit that I bought for my sister, who is a bird watcher. And I saw this and I thought, I need to do something with birds. And so I bought that for my sister to do. Don't tell my other sisters. And I did start it. Of course, they all watch this. So this is for Jackie, sisters. I hope to get it done before I die. So if not, any of you can pick it up and finish it. So this is just Ada cloth. And it's kind of different for me to stitch on a project that's not full coverage. I'm used to full coverage. You start, you fill in everything. So this, where you have to count from this design to the next design, or from this thread to the next thread, and there's a lot of empty space, is kind of new to me. It's a challenge. I like a challenge, so that's good. I hope I showed you the right side of that fabric. And this one is my Whipco number 9. So this is All American by Primrose Cottage Stitches by Lindsay Waite. And I got this little chart in Ohio, up where I go in the summer for my church camp. And I love all things red, white, and blue. And I had done a little bit of these buildings right here. So I finished the blue and all the white and this part of the blue, and then last night I did all of this. So, and yes, I did it wrong. And the pattern, that is blue. This line is blue. I did that whole line, and then I looked and I thought, oh duh, that's supposed to be blue, and I did it in red. And I go, well, I'm not taking it out. It's my pattern. I can do what I want. So I just switched the red and the blue around, and it's bunting. Who cares? Looks good to me. Looks good to me. So I was fun to stitch on that one. I don't know what my other one for this month is. So yeah, so that's what I've been working on. I also have a goal I have the squares done for a quilt for our guest bedroom. I had my husband paint it last spring to match these. It could have been the year before. I don't even remember. I got the fabric, and I was doing an quilt along, and so I have all the blocks done. I just haven't sewed them together yet. And so he painted that bedroom to match the kind of blue turquoise in this quilt. And so I want to get that done. So happy to get all these project bags done. I work every day this week except today. So I work the next 5 days in a row: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I do not work 8 hours every day. Some might be 4, some might be 6. A couple of them are 8. 8-hour days, I don't get out in the she shed at all. I am trying to get out here before or after work. The problem with that is if I've been gone all day at work and then I come home at say 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock and eat something real quick, and or probably don't even eat because I ate at work, and come out to the she shed and I want to be out here till 8 or 9 o'clock, then my husband, who's been home alone all day, is now home alone all evening. He never complains. I mean, he did convert this shed to a she shed for me, but I do feel guilty leaving him alone all the time. Randy, you're the best. Thank you for everything you do for me, and I love you so much. So there is that. I have to deal with that. But otherwise, it's been a great start to the new year. My daughter is no longer working at the restaurant she moved out here to work for, which is a good thing. They weren't quite treating her right. And so now I'm not babysitting the grandchildren. As of now, she is looking for another job. So I have a little more free time, but that means I picked up a little more hours at Chick-fil-A to cover my retreats I go to. I have a retreat coming up in the first week in April in Ohio, which is the one I organize. It's at my church camp, Beulah Beach, on the beautiful shores of Lake Erie. If you're interested, respond. I'll let you know. It's $150 for the weekend, Friday, Saturday. We will do our own food this year because the new cafeteria will not be done until the end of May. So we have a great time. We have stitchers, quilters, scrapbookers, card makers, painters, all kinds of craft. It's just a craft retreat. It's just come, do, have fun, socialize, meet new friends, be with the old friends, and I love everything about it. And so that is the first weekend in April. And then I also go to a retreat in Asheville, North Carolina, which is 2 hours from where I live here in Mooresville. And that is also at a church camp. It is at a Lutheran church camp called Luther Ridge. And that is the first weekend in May. So I have to save up to pay for these things. And that one is scrapbookers and quilters, though we have had people work on other projects. So that's always kind of fun. Love it, love it. I represent the company forever.com, which has online storage, Artisan 6.0, which is the best software for digital scrapbooking that there is. I love it. It's super easy to work in and makes a great product. We have the best printed albums that are out there, and everything about Forever is top notch. And actually this software program started out as Creative Memories Storybook, and it has been taken over and revamped, and super great program. So I do that. So last year they had, last couple years they've had the challenge where the creative arm of Forever is called Pixels to Pages. They teach you how to use the software. So they give you bright ideas every week. They have start to finish videos every month, and they have blueprints every month. And you can pick any of those or all of those to do and complete during the quarter. So it's 4 quarters. And if you complete any one of those for the whole quarter, you get a prize. They dangle these wonderful digital art kits in front of us. And yes, I have to have it. I have to have that digital art kit. And so it also teaches you how to use the program. It also keeps you working in your programs and your books. And the productivity challenge is a great way to get your albums finished. So the first year I did all 3. Last year I only did the blueprints. Like I say, it was a little crazy with my daughter moving home and everything. But this year I'm going to attempt to do all 3 again. So every couple days I'm trying to do a page or 2 in my scrapbooks, as well as cross-stitching, as well as working on a quilting project. I have Quilts of Valor that I do, so I'll be doing a Quilt of Valor quilt this year as well. I have some projects that I just want to finish up for me. Projects that I have had for a long time that aren't even started yet, but they're things that I have accumulated to work on. So we will see how all that goes, depending on, like I say, how much time I get in here. And I'm gone, like I say, when I go to retreat, it takes me a week. I go to Ohio a day early. they can come a day early. So I go up on Wednesday, they can come in on Thursday. The retreat itself is Friday and Saturday and Sunday, and then I will leave Monday morning. So that's 6 days. The ones here in Asheville are not that long. I go over early on a Wednesday, stay Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but that's 5 days. And so that's basically a week in April, a week in May. June, of course, is StitchCon, and I haven't quite decided. I would like to go up on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I haven't decided if I'm only an hour or so from my family that lives in Dayton, so I probably should go see them. And I have 2 sisters that live there, and a bunch of nieces and nephews and great nieces and great nephews. So I might plan a few days after that retreat to go up there and see everybody. So that's probably make it a week and a half. And that's June. And then July is always our big Bible missionary conference at our church camp, Beulah Beach in Ohio. I did not go last year because I was in California, so I really missed that. So I'm hoping for a 2-week stay at the campground this year. It is all yet to be determined because I am dog sitting my son's dogs for the next year. So that's 3 dogs in a little camper, and hubby's not real happy about that. So maybe he'll take me up and come back home. I'm not sure how all that's going to work out. We'll see. And then by then you're into fall and school's starting again in August, and it's time for fall retreats. So that's my life. I love it. I work to support my habit. I'm excited to share what I do with you. I love your comments. Please hit subscribe. I do want to grow my channel. I do want to do more frequent floss tubes, providing I can talk and I'm not coughing. So pray for me to have a healthy 2024 so I can bring you more of what it is I do in my life. So thank you so much for watching. Like I say, hit subscribe, give a comment, ask me questions, whatever. I'm up for all of it. Take care, God bless, and I'll see you on the backside.